Well, hey, everybody, I'm Tim, and welcome to Cigars Daily Live, coming to you from sunny Phoenix, Arizona for the 314th episode. Tonight, I am going to take you guys so deep into the world of premium cigars, we will all get lost and have to take those special drugs that Alice in Wonderland took. Some made her big, some made her small. It was like a tea cake that she ate.
Right. It was
very
eating something. It was cake made her bigger, and then something she drank made her smaller. Right.
It was drugs.
Yes.
Let's just face it. It was drugs, but it's going to be sort of like that, but there's not going to be any actual drugs tonight. Guys, I'm going to take you inside the world of PCA because this is the PCA TellAll episode. This week, the big, huge Premium Cigar Association trade show is going on even now as I speak in Las Vegas. I went over the weekend. Jim and I went together. I'm going to take you guys inside the show on the trade show floor. I'm going to make a video about it, but tonight is sort of my tell-all episode, my chance to give you guys the opportunity to ask questions. So here's how this goes. My name is Tim. I'm the host of this show, but all of you watching at home, you're the co-host. Your comments and questions will drive this episode, so get ready to ask about all the cigar makers you want to ask about, the new projects that are coming up, all this amazing stuff. Also, and just by totally fair warning, did not sleep a tremendous amount this weekend and drove back from PCA earlier today. I've been at the shop now for, is it 6 o'clock now?
Yeah.
Yes.
I've been here for 3 hours, which was just enough time to hobble together an episode of this show. All right, helping me run this shindig behind the camera, and they're not responsible for the success or failure. It's Billy the Kid and El Rey del Terrence.
PCA was great. I loved watching it from my phone screen on my couch.
You know what I did, guys? I texted Terrence and Billy and the guys pictures of everything that was going on at PCA because I knew they wanted to be there, and I didn't want them to feel left out. So I just made sure, I wouldn't call it rubbing it in. I would just say that I sent them pictures of stuff that I was doing while I was there.
Like, hey guys, thinking of you.
Thinking of you.
I wish you could think of me, or I could be in your place when you were sitting with Matt Booth.
You're on his lap?
Yes.
That's the most unsafe place a person can be.
That's what I was saying.
Whether it's consensual or not.
That's like putting your head into a lion's mouth.
That's exactly what
I would do that too.
if it meant getting to go to PCA, you would do it.
Yes.
All right. Sitting third chair tonight is Ryan, Destroyer of Liga. Hey, dude, you're blocking the decor again, bro. Can we just
Ryan?
Yeah.
Somebody keeps moving the chairs.
We went to a lot of effort to set up over there so that it looks a little nicer.
Is that better?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
We need to get the Easter one for next weekend.
Oh, yeah. We still have the Christmas one up.
Got a little bunny.
I feel like the Christmas one was a little year round, but we'll do something.
I'll just turn it around and put it
Turn the snowflake around so people can't see it.
Ooh,
There you go.
I'll just get one Easter
one.
egg and put it inside the poinsettia so it looks like we hit it for Easter.
I want to take some comments from everybody who's watching. Let's get one comment, and then I need to do something for the show because right now, even though I didn't take the guys to PCA, what I'm doing is a douche move. I'm the only one smoking a cigar in the studio right now. If you guys haven't noticed, nobody else has any cigars, and the show is 4 minutes in, and so I want to do something about that. Let's take one comment. Can we just take one, Billy?
I got one. There's one directed at me. Do you mind if I
go ahead and take it.
This is from Retired Rookie Cigars. Billy, how is PCA? The Phoenix Chicken Association meeting was very good. So thank you for asking. I'm glad that you thought of me.
Yeah, that trade show, a little less known, but a lot more rowdy.
A lot more. Whoa, it gets wild.
A bunch of chicks walking around.
A cluster cluck, if you will. All right.
Ooh, nice.
So obviously, I went to the show. Big things coming up in the world of cigars. I thought the best way to give you guys a look at some of my favorite cigars from the show, the things I'm most excited about, would be to give them to the people in this room. So here's what I did. I have got a series of new and unreleased cigars right here. And I custom made a pack for each person in this room based on their flavor preferences and what they like. So I'm going to hand those out, but also you'll notice that these are in My Father Cigars bags, and there's not a My Father cigar in any of these three bags. So I thought I would tell you about my cigar first because it is. If you guys don't know, My Father, this is the Fonseca Mexico, Mexican San Andreas Fonseca blend. I'm going to be talking about this a lot on the channel. I got one a couple of months ago. My rep came in. He was like, "Hush, hush, bro! Don't tell anyone about this, okay?" He's not actually the turtle from Finding Nemo, but he gives me the cigar. I smoke it. I fell in love with it immediately, and so I had to smoke this one because I've been thinking about it since I got it. But Fonseca, if you haven't had the Fonseca, it's a Corojo 99 wrapper, I believe. Then it's a great cigar. But the Mexico, if you like strong stuff, it's going to tear your tongue out, rearrange it, put it back in your mouth in a very good way.
Ooh,
all right, let me see here. This first one. So I'm going to have you guys talk about these a little bit as we go. Will you take this over to El Rey del Terrence, please? And then this one goes to Billy. I was going to come up with a stupid game to like get these guys to earn and win these, but it's like dumb. Here.
Yeah,
that
year,
one is for you.
Didn't we end up breaking a cigar last year when we were throwing them around the room?
I think probably we did. We almost always do. Let's take some comments, and then you guys are going to open those up. Everybody open them up. Take a look through them. I'm going to take a couple comments.
We got a lot of product questions.
A lot of it sounded like you're like, we got a lot of hate right now. There's a lot of hate in the comment. A lot of product questions. Jam through some questions. I'm going to answer these questions as they come up. Mike Tyson cigar, going to get them? Yes. Both. There's a Habano and a Maduro. I ordered them both at the trade show. Yes. 100% yes. And Billy, I'm going to go to your starred comments. Did you star a bunch of these?
I did.
Okay. I'm just going to take these while you guys light up your cigars. All right. So this one's from TX Rebel. My Father Casa Dr. Monte Cristo exclusive with Weller. I'm guessing. Okay. I'm just from context. TX Rebel. I'm going to guess a couple of things. Number one, you're just telling us what you're smoking. And number two, you misspelled the word day. Day.
It's a doctor cigar.
But I got to say, the My Father Casa Dr. Monte Cristo sounds like a really good
it's
cigar.
like Dr. Mario.
Like Dr.
Cigar.
Pepper.
Yeah.
All right. Wonderful. I love that. Do you unstar these when you're done with them?
I do.
Okay, good. All right. This next one's from Easy323. Looking for a birthday cigar. Something affordable. Nothing crazy. Any suggestions? What is it about your birthday that means you should have an affordable cigar? Would you spring for something a little more on your birthday? Maybe that's just not in the cards right now. I understand. So affordable birthday cigar around the studio. I'm curious to know. I think Terrence is going to have a good one for this. It probably rhymes with Mondo. Elroy, Mr. Mondo. Elroy, Dr. Mondo. Those are like El Rey del Mundo, the whole line. There's a natural, a Connecticut, and an Oscuro, all $5 to $6. I think those are a fine birthday cigar.
Yes.
But also without knowing what you want, something strong, something mild, like I would have a hard time recommending. But that whole line would be really good. All right. This one, I love this. So Wade Nunez says, thanks for the short, now properly lighting up my fat bottom Betty. So Wade emailed me. Terrence forwarded me an email that was from Wade. And he said, can you do a video on how to light up a closed foot cigar and how to toast the foot? And I responded promptly and kindly and respectfully, you don't toast the foot of a closed foot cigar, sir. And then I made a short video, and that's what's on the channel today. It's our most recent video before this one. So I'm glad that you're lighting up that fat bottom Betty. That's fantastic. All right. Dude, I'm jamming through these comments fast. Let's see. You're freezing here in Tucson with my winter jacket. 54 degrees in March. WTF. Do you know how cold it was in Vegas?
About the same.
It was about the same, but it was very cold for me. Yes. And it rained. So, and I didn't bring anything long sleeve.
It did the same here. So
did it do the same?
It was pretty cold here yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sky was crying without you, Tim.
I don't know what's going on with all this cold weather and rain. We're supposed to have record high temperatures every day of the year for the rest of time. So I don't know. When it's cold, it doesn't really make a ton of sense. This one is for Terrence from Retired Rookie Cigars. Terrence, how was PCA?
You know, the public children's affairs wasn't terrible. They were really nice, and I loved helping all the children out there. So it was really rowdy.
I think they call it pubescent children affairs now.
Pubescent children,
public.
But they were really gracious kids, and I really appreciated them for having me there. So
they were, and you know what? They all really look up to you now, dude. Those poor kids. All right. I can
put on my professional hat when I'm with kids. I say the F word a couple times.
You put the cigar down.
He gives himself PG-13 rules. He gets one F word and one 30-second topless shot. And then it's other than that, though, it's got to be PC.
Yep.
It's like basically the rules in the movie Titanic. Yeah, okay.
Terrence is Titanic.
Jimmy Adams said, did you get a chance to see the West Tampa Circle of Life cigar? Do you know, I walked around the entire trade show floor and I didn't even see West Tampa's booth.
Oh.
So I shot over an hour of footage.
Do you know why you didn't get to see them?
Why?
Because they weren't where the light touched, and that's not where you could go.
It's beyond where the light touches.
Yeah.
Remember who you are.
Simba.
All right. No, I didn't get to see it, but I will tell you guys this. If you guys don't know, the way that I do PCA is this. Before I go, I submit my POs. So all purchase orders are all in the system when I get to the trade show. So the Circle of Life cigar, I will get to see as soon as I get back. And maybe they had samples of it there. I'm guessing they didn't, because that's like a LE thing. That's like a limited edition deal. But they were texting me before. Rick Rodriguez, business partner, was like, hey, man, come see us at the show. And I was like, well, maybe. I might. Texas Taurus says, dang, Billy and Ryan not wearing their new shirts. I know. That's what I said, dude. I said exactly that.
You told me to open it on air.
You said
no. I don't remember that now. Now that Texas Taurus,
I went to open it, and you're like, "Hey, save that to open it."
All right.
air.
So Texas Taurus has been buying us T-shirts, making us T-shirts. He's been designing them himself.
Yeah.
Terrence and I have both gotten ours. Mine is T-Rex with aliens flying around. It's in my office right now. Otherwise, I would have it in front of the camera.
I'm opening mine off just to make
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Ryan, Ryan, you've already seen yours.
mine's
Let's see
mine's
Ryan's.
good.
This is Ryan's from Texas Taurus.
He is a master destroyer.
Oh, and there's Legos on it.
Yeah, like a master builder.
I love it.
Except the opposite.
Except the opposite.
The one that
For
comes at
trademark
the end.
reasons, you can't put Liga Pravada's logo on that. So.
Oh
my God. That is offensive. I am offended by that.
Yes.
I don't like that one very much, dude. That's my least favorite one, Texas Taurus. I don't know what you're trying. I know what you're trying to do right there. That's
But
pretty
do
good.
you
That's
know how
funny.
it started though?
But with Billy birthing chickens at his house, how far back are we going?
A chicken farted.
I get too much of this garbage at home. Getting too old for this. All right, there you go. Texas Taurus. They got their shirts. They're ready to go. We got to do a video where we all wear our shirts now that we all four have them. All right.
Habano Con, maybe?
Habano Con. Wait, did you say Habano
Habano
Con?
Con?
All right, guys. Here's the deal. Oh, how do I get rid of this thing now? Okay,
Got it.
Habano Con is coming. This is Cigars Daily's HQ premium herf. And if you guys want to find more information about this, I got to be careful about how to talk about it. Learn more about Habano Con, our mega herf at the HQ. There, you can find out more about it on the community on Cigars Daily Plus. But just so you guys know, April 20th, the cigar world will descend upon the Cigars Daily HQ. We're going to be hanging out with some great guys, by the way, both of whom I got to see at the trade show. And so I made a little promo. So let's take that slider down and show the people the fine bean footage. Of course, you guys will be able to learn more about this at Habano Con. Are you ready for Habano Con?
Am I ready?
Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
So April 20th, the Habano Con, there's still tickets around for it, but Oliva Nick is going to be there, and Willie Herrera is going to be there at the Cigars Daily HQ on April 20th. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you.
You don't want to
brother.
miss it.
Guys,
You're gonna miss out on a good time.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
And I think we'll have some cigars there too.
I think so.
All right,
I'm
man.
pretty sure.
Sounds good. Thank you, brother.
You got it, man.
So Willie Herrera is ridiculously tall.
Yes.
Like in real life. Like, I don't know who the tallest person in the cigar industry is. It's got to be, it's not Terrence Riley. It's freaking Robert Caldwell by like a lot. But Terrence Riley and Willie Herrera are both tall.
Honorable mentions.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that you guys see that are like, seem famous. And then you meet them in person. They're actually super short, like Tom Cruise and those guys who are real famous.
Yeah.
But like in the cigar world, a lot of people are really, really tall. They really are. All right. Emmanuel Garcia says, snowflake alert, freezing in Phoenix. It is cold here, man. It's currently 66 degrees. I wouldn't even go outside in that. All right, Billy. I'm gonna star some of these for you. WTH, WTH is herf. What the hell is herf? Herf is a cigar term that doesn't stand for anything, but it means a get-together of cigar smokers. I don't know where the term came from. I don't particularly care. And here's why I'm using it. Because it's safe to use on social media.
Yes.
Because I don't think social media knows entirely what that is. Because you don't know what it is. Most people don't know what it is, except cigar smokers.
It actually
And now
might be a
YouTube.
problem. They might be open for interpretation. And then somebody will start making an acronym for it.
YouTube's on Urban Dictionary right now. Type
YouTube, it's reading it up. It's going to be a gang herf. It's like, oh no, what is that?
They're getting into herf wars. What?
Herf wars. All right. Yeah. We're going to have a huge get together. You guys learn more about that on Cigars Daily Plus, because this is like, I don't often do get togethers. I've wanted to do one for a while. Now we finally are. There's going to be food there, some cigars with the admission ticket. And of course, Willie Herrera and Oliva Nick and me all will be there along with the rest of the Cigars Daily crew, all going to be together to hang out for that afternoon. So join us. And unlike these other like fests and festivals, I don't know what else to call them, other than the other big cigar conventions that go on, where the tickets are like $400. The tickets for this are a fraction of that. Nay, I say 8% of that, because I wouldn't want to say a specific number, like 8%.
Yeah.
It's a lot less. If you were trying to find a good economic cigar for your birthday, I would think this would be the one to come to.
There we go.
Tickets are $30, and you get your tickets weight in cigars. All right, let's keep going. I think anyone can tell how tired I am yet.
Uh-huh.
How little sleep is it?
No,
Is
it's
it
not
strong?
bad yet.
It's
but
not bad yet.
You got, still got a lot.
Still got a long ways to go. All right. What are you guys smoking tonight? That's a great question.
There we
Thank
go.
you, Austin Mullins. See, this is why I secretly have the entire audience keeping the show on track, because I'll just wander right off to the side. All right. So everybody got their packs, and I want to go through what is in your guys' packs, and then I want to see what you decided to light up and why. And so I want to start with Ryan, destroyer of Liga Privadas. What is in your pack, fine sir?
In my pack is a Dunbarton Red Meat Lovers.
There you go.
That's how you know it was your pack.
Yeah,
I know that's like your favorite cigar.
And this is the ribeye,
6x52,
which is the Toro size. If there was a Toro, that would be it. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And
you don't
we
have to say thank you after every cigar, by the way.
Okay.
Just go through it. You're good.
Stop being so nice.
it was general for the whole thing, but okay. Anyways, we got the Cosecha 151.
Hold them up. Well, I mean, I know the camera won't be able to like see them super well. Yeah, Cosecha 151 from Plasencia. Those two are not new. Those two are already out in the market, but
And
I know that you like them.
We got the Jester from, what's that say? Viva la Vida.
Viva la Vida. That is one I wanted to talk about. And what was the other cigar?
The other one is Stillwell Star number 22.
The Stillwell Star number 22. Steve Saka talks about this in the PCA video that I'm going to put out. He is bringing back the Stillwell Star Holiday Y22 as a permanent full production cigar.
Yes.
This is the one that came out not last year, but the year before. That is like, as far as aromatic cigars go, so he's got to use a little bit of pipe tobacco in there. It has this almost like peppermint. I asked Saka how he would describe the flavor, and he said sort of like hot chocolate with marshmallows, which to me sounds a little bit oversimplified. But you know what? I'm not going to try to pick on the chef because he blended the damn thing.
The 23 was more of the peppermint. The 22 was like the horchata one.
Yeah. Horchata.
Yeah, horchata.
Anyway, I will say this: full-time cigar. It's going to be out, and I think it's coming out in May. And so I'm glad that you're enjoying that one. The other one that you had was a cigar called Viva la Vida. And that is a brand that I sat down in their booth and I wrote a big fat order personally. And like for me, absolute low hanging fruit, not just because Viva la Vida is a great cigar produced by AJ Fernandez, a brand that's getting a lot of steam very fast among cigar lovers, but they also hit the top 25 list with the cigar I'm holding here called El Pulpo, which stands for the octopus.
Yes.
But is a much more fun way to say octopus. And octopus is already a fun word to say. El Pulpo. Anyway, I ordered a bunch of this stuff, so
Good.
I'm excited about El Pulpo. All right. I want to take a couple comments and then we're going to go over to Billy. Billy. All right. This one is from Chase on Facebook. He says, is Asylum doing another April Fool's and are you getting it? Yes and yes, but I haven't done anything with them yet. But I will. I'll get it. Don't worry about that. All right, go for it.
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that. Don't you worry about it.
That guy. Don't worry about that guy.
There's some cigars like Saka is doing. So one of the things I ordered at the show is a cigar. I don't know if it'll ever come out, and that is the Stillwell Star Holiday Y24.
Oh.
And apparently Saka's at the point where he hasn't got the blend exactly how he wants it. So the question remains, are we going to get a Y24? Saka won't do it unless he can be totally satisfied with what he's putting out.
Yep.
And so I ordered how much I want, assuming that he comes up with something that he likes. This is like, which by the way, imagine having your budget out there and that's how you have to spend money. If
they make it, you're spending the money.
This very finicky bald man with a white goatee can come up with something that pleases his palate, he gets to run your credit card for a large amount of money. And if he doesn't, it just doesn't happen and nothing ever happens that way. That's bizarre to me. All right. Let's keep cruising. This one is from Calical. He says, Tim, you should take me to PCA next year just to piss off Billy and Terrence.
Hey, everybody. I'm Tim.
I
I
do
got
that.
Calical here with me at PCA.
I don't know what I would do. I think
I
I would
just
walk
do
to
a
Vegas by the time.
Viewers get to go to PCA and sneak them in the show. And I'm like, hey, guys, thanks for coming to PCA with me.
So Terrence and Billy, hi.
All right. All right.
We got a
conclusion.
question about Habano Con.
Give me a question about Habano Con. Ricky Menez on Facebook. Will there be a panel for Q&As?
I feel like it's going to be like Comic-Con, and they'll be like, on episode 137, you said...
on episode 212 of Cigars Daily Live, you said that there could be such thing as plume, but it just hadn't been proven. Like,
Can you speak to that?
I don't know if we're gonna do a Q&A panel. I just want to hang out and have a lot of fun, man. So if a Q&A panel is something that sounds like a lot of fun, like I don't know what kind of Q&A to do with Willie Herrera and Oliva Nick and myself. I could have Terrence be my pinch hitter and stand in for me, arguably be a little bit better, but I don't know. I mean, it's totally possible. Any questions you have, though, you'll be able to get answered while you're there. And if the question is, where's the bathroom? I know the answer to that. So
Wonderful.
I'll be able to answer that for anyone that comes. Take that one that you just starred, Billy. Joshua Dillenbeck says, any new Brazilian cigars coming out? Yes. There is one from AJ Fernandez called the Dias de Gloria Brazil. And that is another one that I already got in the can, in the barrel, locked and loaded, ready to go whenever they ship. And that was the big question that I had at the trade show. When is this going to ship? And the answer to that question, just like, once again, I'm just going to go back to the practicality of trying to run business, trying to run an industry, and trying to like answer the questions of consumers who are out there who are like, oh, this project's very exciting. When is it coming? And what you got from your vendor was in like a quarter of a year. Oh, like sometime in third quarter or like April, May. Like, when is that cigar coming out? April, May. It's just the most nondescript thing there is, but that's what a lot of cigars coming out in May. A couple of them coming out in April. I had one daily edition project that looks like it's been delayed a little bit. That was a huge bummer. And I'm going to touch on some daily edition stuff as well, but thank you for asking that. All right. Keep going. Give me, I'm going to come back to him. Yeah, I saw that. All right. Allison, my wife is here. Hi, honey. Are you doing some sort of invite for that or so that you know how much food you should have? Wait, is she talking about, is my wife trying to ask me about the logistics of Habano Con
I think she is.
during Cigars Daily Live,
Yes.
live on the internet?
That's
Let me
about
just
the most wifey wife thing you can do.
let me just reread this to you guys. And I just want you to picture me in my kitchen at my home. Are you doing some sort of invite for that so that you know how much food you should have? Yes, it's a ticketed event, my love. There's tickets for it. So there's a preset number of tickets. And I hired somebody who does an award-winning caterer who does food to make enough food for that amount of people. So the worst case scenario is we have enough food to take some home. In which case,
Good idea.
I'll probably let Terrence take some of it home since he didn't get to go to PCA.
Yes.
All right. All right. Now I want to know what was in Terrence's pack.
My pack.
So I brought home packs for everybody from PCA. They got new and unreleased cigars. Terrence has lit one up. What 4 cigars were in your pack?
Alrighty, so first one was the Arsenio from Aganorsa Leaf. Freaking amazing.
So that one celebrates Arsenio,
Mhm.
whose story I've not committed to memory, and once again am very tired right now.
Yes.
But he's really the guy who, in a lot of ways, is responsible for Aganorsa and its success and what it is today and the quality of the leaf that they have.
Yeah.
And so they're coming out with a cigar specifically dedicated to that guy. And I haven't smoked it yet. I got Terrence, you got yours before I did.
Yeah, no, it's phenomenal. It's really bready. I want to say it's a Connecticut shade. I don't have very much information on this. I try to keep my ears low when I was reading Half Wheel about a bunch of things. I also got the EP Carrillo Maduro, which I'm really excited for. It looks kind of like his short runs kind of deal. So I'm really enjoying that one. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Tim. I'm going to say thank you. on every cigar.
Yeah.
And then I also got the new Umbagog. Thank you, Tim. I don't know what the difference is between this blend and the original Umbagog.
I'll tell you this. I shot, of all the footage that I shot,
All
about
61 minutes.
20% of it was Steve Saka talking. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So he explained that one, the Umbagog bronze back, where he used a different priming or grade of the broadleaf. I'll have to go back and watch what he said because he said a bunch of stuff. But he used this, like, he's called it like LB1 broadleaf or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure I got the numbers and letters wrong. But this very
He'll let you
specific
know.
grade of broadleaf that doesn't get used a ton, because a lot of, even now, cigar makers are considering this to not be the kind of broadleaf that people are really after. He described that how in the different parts of the plant, some parts of a broadleaf plant will grow that broadleaf that you want for the wrapper of a premium cigar or for a binder. Underneath that, you got this other grade that he's using for the bronze bat, and under that, you've got this grade that they sort of use for blunt wraps and stuff because it doesn't really, I guess, cure the way that they want it to or something. And he used this second part of the leaf, this second part of the plant, to make the bronze back to create a very different type of Connecticut broadleaf that doesn't have sort of, I guess, this character signature, but has a little bit more punch. And so I think there's one in yours as well, Billy.
I'm smoking it right now.
Are you?
Ooh,
I was so
how is
curious
that?
to see what you thought of it because you liked the polpetta, right?
Well, I had last
Umbagog
week
last
on the show, I had the Umbagog. So
had
I
the-
figured I would try the new Umbagog.
And
this
how does
week,
it match up?
the first, I don't know, like eighth of an inch, I was pretty mad at you because it is a pepper bomb at the start, and it has completely mellowed out.
Good.
A little bit more punchier
Mm.
of like you could just like I've got a decent
Yeah,
buzz going on right now.
nice.
Lots of smoke, and I wish I could ask you the exact flavor that I'm picking up.
I ain't get to mine yet.
But it's got a definite different flavor than the normal Umbagog.
good.
Excellent.
Good.
All right, that's the bronze back, which is a fish term.
Of
I
course.
asked Steve why he didn't call it the silverback, which would only make great sense to me. All right, was there one more cigar in your thing?
Yes, thank you, Tim. It was
Oh
the
my
Jester
gosh.
from Viva La Vida as well, and I've seen these on Reddit and Cigars Daily Nation on Facebook so much, and I just haven't really got my hands on them really. So I'm really excited to try this because this is a 5th anniversary. So I'm really excited to see what this comes out to be. Yeah.
Squishy Kid says, Habano Con, is there going to be games for swag or prizes like Cornhole? So who did the CD crew will be going in the, if so, who in the CD crew will be going in the dunk tank?
I can't swim.
Ryan,
There will be raffles. There will be raffles and there will be giveaways at that event. Yes. I don't know if it's going to be done via Cornhole or something that I can't say on the internet.
There we
But-
go.
It's a gang herf, so
it's a ganger.
all right. All right, Billy, I want to hear what was in yours after we take like 2 or 3 more comments. Let's grab a few more comments from the fine
All
people at
right,
home.
we've got you know what you should do, but I'm going to give it to him because we haven't heard from him in a while, and he's coming back.
Grim.
Bringing back games like Blind Cigar Tasting or Cigar Masters of the Universe. Yeah. So
I'm looking for that. Oh yeah, we got rid of that.
I took the Cigar Masters of the Universe graphic out.
Man.
And absolutely no reason we wouldn't do a Cigar Masters of the Universe again. We should do that. It has to do with which segments of the show require prep. Prep
Yeah.
that takes more time than I have, especially on a Monday like this where I got home at 3 and I'm like, wow, we're live in 3 hours. I better make some graphics for this thing. All right. Yeah, I've seen a bunch of these. Star Wars fan 77 says, Tim, did you get a chance to meet Big Mike?
Or try his cigar.
No, Mike Tyson was there on Saturday, and I was there all day on Sunday. And so I talked with them about doing a Mike Tyson thing, and I told them, I was like, hey, if you guys are doing a Mike Tyson cigar, I would, you know, write a giant PO for it if I can get, 30 seconds in front of a camera, and was discouraged from doing that for reasons that I understand and won't outline here. And but I was told is like, but who knows? Maybe if you come and wait in line, then it's good. Now, this being said, I mentioned on the show a few weeks ago, I'm not like a fanboy out over the people I look up to, even though I'm a boxer and I love boxing and think Mike Tyson's great, and certainly think he's going to win in the fight with Jake Paul in June. I would bet money on that and probably make good money doing it. That being said, I still don't have I want to stand in line to meet that guy. And I think that, this is the hard thing for a lot of celebrities out there. There's nothing you can say. What you want to do when you meet some of these guys. And I you guys tell me if I'm wrong. When you meet somebody that you really look up to, you want to express that gratitude to them. And so you try to figure out what you can tell them. But people tell me a lot, especially at the trade show. I got a lot of this. Thank you so much for the content. Thank you a lot for what you do for the industry. That's one that I like. That still I have a hard time grasping. I don't consider myself as doing something profoundly good for the industry or good for the industry. I just want to help people out who like cigars. But even still, I met 3 or 4 people who were like, I opened up a cigar shop with what I learned watching your videos, which was pretty cool to hear. But there's not much that you can tell people that they haven't heard when they're notable like that. So there's nothing I would want to say to Mike Tyson. And I sure as hell ain't going to wait in line to shake the hand of another human being. That sounds crazy to me. So, all right. Yes, did not mean Mike, but I was there with Guy Fieri.
Yes.
In fact, we put together a little promo reel of the show. I want you guys to see some of what's coming from PCA, and then we'll continue taking more of your comments. So, Billy, did we go through your cigars yet?
We did not.
Let's go through your cigars first, take 2 more comments, and then I want to hit the promo reel.
All right.
Go.
All right.
So I've got the new Umagog
Bronze
back, which is solid. You could say it's fire.
There we yeah.
Fire.
I've got the Aganorsa leaf Arsenio.
This thing.
I thought that would be one that's up. A few of the cigars that came out really punchy, really peppery, really dark. And the most peppery one I gave you is that bronze back.
Yep. I've got the new Sobra Mesa Wagashi.
Dude.
Ooh.
That Cigar Dojo one.
Which I'm pretty pumped about. It's
Sobra
got the little
Mesa
Cigar
Brule
Dojo band.
Wagashi.
And then I've got the new Plasencia Amraforte.
Is that the Robustus 2?
Robustus the second.
There we
Keep
go.
it proper.
Okay. Robustus Jr.
Robustus Jr.
Justus Jr. That's right. All right. So those are the 4 that you got. So everybody got here. And again, Dunbarton came out with a lot of new stuff. So everybody sort of got Dunbarton. Plasencia is doing some cool stuff. They're mostly doing new sizes of things, which is okay. We all look forward to a new size of a cigar. And then Viva La Vida. I'm excited about that brand, especially as they hit the top 25 with El Pulpo.
Yes.
Which I'll say as much as I can. But of course, from the trade show, there were so many good people there. And I said I would get more comments after this, but keep posting your cigar comments and questions. Billy's going to star them. And here's just a sneak peek at what happened at the show this year.
What is happening, Cigars Daily Nation? It is time for PCA 2024. Nestor Plasencia, the man himself, the cigar legend, Hall of Fame blender, Ernesto Perez Carrillo. I had to track down Nick Melillo with the new Wise Man setup. So you guys watch Cigars Daily to get cigar info, reviews, and news. But if you want the best ones, you need to know these 2 guys right here. Go subscribe to Bob the Cigar Guy. Cigar Reviews? Is that still the full name? These 2 are 2 of my favorite people in the cigar industry. I am here with Guy Fieri, and he is putting out cigars like a wild madman. Do you have to slouch often for like?
Oh yeah, for photos. Otherwise, it looks freakish. So I'll be like this.
Do you hit your head walking through doors ever?
That's what I'm leaning over.
Now I have snagged a few minutes with the man, Steve Saka himself, who always laughs when I start talking because it's always at a different volume than the conversations we have.
This is the on-camera Tim.
Yeah, it is. All right, I have managed to come into the same vicinity as Matt Booth. And for the moment, I'm safe. I feel like I'm safe. Anything could happen. It ain't a trade show if I'm not with Pedro. And here we are at the Drew Estate booth.
So I like when I look at Matt Booth and I said, I think I'm safe. He just shakes his head. He's like, nope.
What was in his bowl? It looked like gabagool, but
so this was weird. I was so like where Matt Booth's booth was, which is the Scandinavian Tobacco Group booth, right? It's right there.
Yep.
It's across the aisle from the Espinosa booth where Guy Fieri is there doing sort of a meet and greet. And I think probably a lot of people got footage with him. And I went over and I was chatting with Guy, and these dudes just roll up with a little cart.
Oh.
And they have this huge, like, cow's leg, like the whole leg of a cow or a pig or something. It was like a big animal's leg without the hoof. And they just start thinly shaving off these little meat slices. And immediately I'm like, how in the hell, like, self-involved is Guy Fieri got to be to make sure that beef leg guys roll around? He had no idea. Like, he'd no clue that this was going to come up. Like, literally, these guys just come up and they serve these little plates with this little saucer with some peppers in it and these little sliced beef meats or pork meats or whatever they were. And they just brought him over because Guy Fieri was there.
Oh.
They just happened to come to the Premium Cigar Association trade show with an animal's leg and started serving it up to people.
So you can bring an animal's leg, but you can't bring Terrence or I.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's the rules. That's their rules, not my rules.
The leg was cooked, right?
I don't know. I
Did you
assume
get
it was
any of it?
cooked.
Yeah, was it delicious?
I ate some of it. Yeah,
Was it delicious?
it was absolutely outstandingly delicious.
Oh
yes.
my gosh, I could have
Yeah.
had flow meat, man.
You could have had flow meat. They were just going around cutting that thing apart for everybody.
Oh,
Not a vegan to be found in the whole place. All right. I want to get some more comments. Let's get into comments right now. I still got a pick of the week I want to do before we head over to the after party in a little bit. Ask your guys questions about the PCA trade show. Ask them about Habano Con, which is coming up April 20th. Don't forget to get tickets for that. Billy,
All right,
what's
we
the
got some
next thing?
cigar questions.
I love cigar questions. I'm a big fan of those. Zach Bocaccio. Bochiquico.
Bochichio?
I like
Zach B.
Bochichio.
Zach B.
Bochichio. Zach B. I'm pretty new to cigars and I still am
Yes.
navigating how much nick I can handle. I've seemed to notice cigars that draw tight seem to hit me harder and make me sick. Does that make sense? I think so. Let me read it in English now. I'm pretty new to cigars. I'm still navigating how much nick I can handle. Okay. Cigars with a tight draw seem to hit me hard. Okay. So I don't know. I mean, I don't sense that draw is going to have a profound amount to do with that. Other than the fact that a tight draw wears out your jaw, I don't think that you're getting more nicotine necessarily through a tight draw. I mean, maybe, but
I think you could. I almost agree with this in the fact that if it's a tight draw, you're not breathing normally.
Yeah.
So you're going lightheaded because you're not getting enough oxygen to your brain. You're almost like
working
holding
really
your breath.
hard.
It's like,
well, yeah, you'll wear out your jaw, you'll wear out your tongue and cheek muscles, and what you'll do is eventually you'll heat up the cigar. If you're drawing harder on it and puffing on it with more fervor, then I guess that sort of makes sense. Yes. But one thing you can do with a cigar with a tight draw is just have a draw poker around. You can use a drill bit for that.
Yep.
Just something you can twist into the end of the cigar and then pull out the obstruction that's giving you a tight draw. I won't even smoke a cigar with a tight draw. I'll use a draw poker. If I can't alleviate a tight draw with the draw poker, I will put the cigar down. But I also have cigar privilege. So you got to I can just put a cigar down and there's never not another one within arm's reach. So, all right. Next comment. This is great. All right. Cigar yams. Cigar Ymas.
I think it's Cigars y Mas. Cigars
y
more.
Mas.
Since he wants a lounge.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like y Mas.
What's the Mas? Is he going to have like
cigars and y Mas? Mas
guns, alcohol? I mean, that'd be a pretty
Cutters
cool-
and lighters, maybe.
it doesn't have to just be those two things, though. It could be other things.
It could be other like
Gift
meat,
cards,
Ooh.
a pig's leg.
a pig's
Could
leg.
you imagine a deli/butcher shop cigar lounge? So all the meat's already smoked. Hey, hit me up, Cigars y Mas.
Hit me up, Cigars y Mas. Tips on starting a cigar shop or lounge. Thanks, CD fam. I've been thinking about this since I was at PCA. You know, because for me, PCA is a really cool time. A lot of people come up to me. I almost won't be able to travel 50 feet without somebody stopping me and saying, "Hey, Cigars Daily, what's up? I watch your videos." You know, the things I hear the most are, "I've watched your videos. They really helped me get into cigars. I've been following you since TNT." And I got this from several people. I get this usually from a few people a year, which is, "I opened a cigar lounge and your videos really helped me out. Thank you." And that's not something I expect to get from the videos that I make. Although I've made videos on like, "Hey, here's how you open a cigar lounge." And so I'm going to make another one of these videos. But as far as just some off the top of my head tips while I'm really tired after going to a trade show in Vegas and getting back 3.5 hours ago, here are my top tips. The first thing you got to do is determine whether the area you are in even needs a cigar shop. You got to know that 60% of cigars are sold online, and only like, I don't know, I've heard the numbers be like 2% of people smoke. I've heard them be as high as 4% of people smoke. It doesn't matter. You're looking at around 2 or 3% of people that smoke cigars in reality. And so what you need to do is you need to make sure that at the very least, the place you're going to put a cigar shop has a healthy number of smokers, and then count on about 40% of their purchasing for the most part, because that's what you're going to get. If you live in a town with 2,000 people, okay, let's going to call it, it's going to be a small town.
Yeah.
With 2,000 people, then you've got about, I don't know, 40 cigar smokers, right? That's about 2%. Billy, I'm looking at you.
I'm not the math guy.
Oh, are you not the math guy?
I'm not the math guy. I'm the chicken guy. You need to know how many chickens in your backyard can hold. I can talk
As
to you
the
about
chicken
that.
guy, I am not responsible for any math-related questions up front. All right, so yeah, in a town of 2,000 people, you got, maybe a few cigar smokers, and maybe you know who those guys are, but you have to determine whether or not the place you are going to be needs a cigar shop and whether it's oversaturated. And I can tell you more about all of that. Then you really need relationships in the cigar industry. And in order to have those relationships, you got to start hanging out with cigar people and doing a lot of that. Like, go to cigar events and local shops, meet the reps in that territory, like talk to them about the industry, what got them into the industry, make friends out of those people as much as you can. And then eventually you're going to want to get into the actual business part of it. That's something that I usually talk with people more about one-on-one.
It'd be 80 according to my calculator.
2% of 2,000.
Oh, I did 4%. So yeah, you did that right.
All right,
Yes.
good. What's the next comment? Tips on opening a cigar shop. Call it something like, and whatever you do, make sure that the name is a play on the word ash. That seems to be really popular.
Yeah.
Fine ash, hot ash, sick
Cigars
ash.
y más hash.
Cigars y más ash. Yeah. No, I think we're on the right path there. Shane Halteling. Shane, I still haven't got your last name. Tim, with all the blends out and all the different companies, what are the odds that a cigar from one company is the exact same blend as another company? I think this is a great and fair question, because technically it's all the same thing. It's Nicotianum tabacus. I forget what the genus and class of tobacco plant is, but it's basically a weed. And that's why tobacco crops grow in a matter of just like a couple months. They just grow really fast, and they harvest them, and they plant in like September, October, and they harvest in like January or February. These plants grow to be like 12 feet tall. Like, the Aztecs were just like spraying these with weed killer in their front yard. They were like, this stuff is not worth much.
Yeah, their bottle of Roundup.
Yeah, their bottle of Aztec Roundup.
Aztec Roundup.
Quetzalcoatl brand Roundup, and they would spray this tobacco stuff in their front yard. So, but the truth is, even though it's all the same stuff, but when I say the same stuff, I mean black air cured tobacco. That's what a traditional cigar is. No added infusion or added flavor or anything like that. Even still, there is such huge variety there that you'd probably find a blend that is the same in terms of like what the blend is. Like, an Ecuador Sumatra wrapper with Honduran binder and Nicaraguan fillers. There are probably more than a few cigars with that blend out there. But as far as what the Nicaraguan fillers are and what the, Honduran binder would be, there are so many different farms out there. And it all depends on where that seed came from that they've been using.
Mm-hmm.
Did that seed come directly from Cuba? Like it was a Corojo 99 that got brought out of Cuba in 99, and now it's been grown in Honduras since then, or even a Corojo 98. That would be a different situation. And then how many years has it been grown in that Honduran soil since then? Because that'll create a very different leaf.
Yeah.
And so every year that you're growing these crops, you're literally creating different seeds and different varietals of a leaf that have different flavors to them. So I'll say this. There are enough varietals of leaf out there and enough new ones being constantly created that I think you run a relatively low danger of two blends being made exactly the same, especially as a lot of cigar makers, especially the big ones that you guys like and follow, they are proprietary. They're vertically integrated, which means they own field, farm, and factory. Well, you're never going to have anybody blend a cigar that is just like the Perdomo Lot 23 because only Perdomo gets to use that leaf with those seeds, right? There are other companies who will purchase the tobacco from large companies like the Oliva family, not Oliva Cigars, a different Oliva family. They'll purchase their tobacco. And in that case, you'd have more of a chance of like two cigars being blended the same. But even still, there are so many different varietals of leaf that the odds of it are relatively low. But is it possible? I have to say that it would be. This is in the world of beer. If you're like a big fan of beer, okay, there are in nature 4 different hops that occur naturally. But because of taking these hops and growing them in different places and creating different varietals, there were over 400 different types of hops back in the day when I was brewing beer. And that was like 15 years ago when I was in college. So, just like, and think about the diversity and variety of beers that are out there with 4 naturally occurring types of hops. There is a limitless number of different kinds of beers out there. And even if you just dive into the world of wheat beers, there's huge diversity in that world, which has everything not just to do with the hops as it has to do with the process of creating the beer. And in the same way with a cigar, you could even give the same leaves to blend to one blender and to another blender and probably create 2 very different cigars out of them. And then the way that they cure and ferment the tobacco and everything, that'll even have more of a difference. So you'd have a hard time just pounding out 2 of the same blend from 2 different cigar makers. All right, there we go. That was a long answer to that question.
But I find it really interesting that with all these varieties and ratios and stuff like that with leaves, that you can get 2 cigars from the same box that still taste the same. Or
yeah, dude, isn't that crazy?
Everything in a box, like that's 20, 12, whatever number of cigars, they all taste 90% the same. I think it's really interesting.
It is. Yeah, I think that's part of the reason that these people who make these cigars consider it such an art form, right? Like to them, it is an art form because there is a lot of nuance in getting that blend to be the same every time. And I'm not just talking about the guy sitting at the rolling table bunching the tobacco. I'm talking about the 10 guys before him that were sorting the tobacco and baling it and aging it, determining when it was ready, and then preparing that tobacco just to go to the rolling table. Like there are a lot of steps leading up to that require that attention to detail to get that consistency across the blend. Imagine this. Think about this. Nick Perdomo told me this when he was here. The Perdomo champagne. I think if I remember right, and I probably remember right, I think he said he makes 7 million of those a year.
My God.
Is that more than any of his other cigars?
That's more than almost any other cigar, by the way. Yeah. Every cigar maker out there would sell one of their children to have a blend that requires 1 million of that blend per year. Mm. Forget having 1 million of just one size of that blend per year.
Yep.
And the Perdomo champagne is, I think he said 7 million. Wow. I think it was 1 million per size or something like that. But it's a lot. I mean, there are only a few other cigars that I can think of that I can name right now, like the Macanudo Cafe. Mm-hmm. That's 1 million cigars a year blend.
Would Reserve Royale be up there as well?
I don't know. I don't know what else I can speak to that I could say would require 1 million cigars a year.
Filthy Vikings, for
Filthy
sure.
Viking, obviously, without even thinking about
That's
it.
That's like a billion.
It's like 2 billion.
Tim smokes 1 billion of those, by the way.
My brain is fried enough that I do not remember what we were talking about. I'm just
all right.
Was it about something specific?
What's the chances of?
Oh yeah. Let me just move on. Let's go to another comment.
All right.
Chances are low, but never zero. Okay. Bosky Outdoors. Is that right?
Sure.
Are you doing the Guess Who's Humidor? The what?
Remember last week you said you're going to get everybody's photos of their home humidor.
So they all took pictures of their humidor and sent them. I did not have time to make the graphics for that, so we will do that. I spent more time texting them pictures of me at PCA.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was your favorite picture from PCA? I only sent you guys like 3.
the Matt Booth one was pretty
Matt
funny.
Booth was solid. I'm not going to lie.
When the man asked you to sit on his lap, you sit on his lap.
Speaking of photos,
Usually he then asks you what
Rooster,
you want for Christmas.
do we do pick of the week? No, I was literally just looking at pick of the week as Billy brought that up. All right, let's do a segment we do every week on this show called the Cigars Daily Nation Pick of the Week. Now, this one comes once again from the Cigars Daily Nation Facebook group, and I'll tell you how I responded to this, but I know that this is something that some of you are facing, so I want to give you the opportunity to see what you should do. Here we go. This one's from Isaac C. He says, help. I think I have a bit of an addiction. I even have 2 more orders coming. Weather needs to break so that I can get to work. Really wish that I had friends who smoked or brick and mortars close to share them with, to share and enjoy them with. Love getting into it, but sucks that I can't enjoy them with others. What he's got in this picture is 4 Tupper doors. On the bottom, there's a large one where, by the way, he's proudly presenting his Billy Chicky Sticky.
love it.
Love it. And above that, he's got a double stack that you can see a Liga Privada in one of those. He's got digital hygrometers in all 4 of these humidors.
And some 65% Bovedas.
65% Boveda.
Rosa
This to me
Sharon.
looks like a perfectly dialed in humidor system right here.
Agreed.
And what does it say on that? I got to zoom in on my computer here. Sistema is the brand of Tupperware that he's using.
I've got the same stuff.
You got the same stuff?
Yeah.
Did
I
you
don't
ever
even-
think that when you were in high school and you were like looking at cars and you're like, someday I'm going to be really cool and an adult and own a big car, that instead you would be on the internet doing a live stream show about cigars, talking about brands of Tupperware with other
Yes.
adult grown men?
Yes,
You did. You thought that would happen to you? When
Yeah,
you're
I'm
in
gonna take down the pick of the week because I knew when I was 12 that I wasn't gonna be like other kids, and I was like, I'm gonna be a hipster when I grow up. And now I walk around wearing berets and leather jackets and smoking cigars. So yeah, I pretty much hit my 12-year-old me would be proud right now.
Bear Moto says, Tim, pick of the week should be you on Matt Booth's lap. Elf on the shelf meet Gap Tooth on a booth.
Ooh, that is money.
I think I can probably
You could get it to show.
I can get it to show. Hold on a sec. Do I have it in my phone right here?
I'll pull a question for Terrence.
All right.
Pull a question
There's
for
a
Terrence.
question
Do
for
that.
me.
Well, just a
Okay, yeah. Hopefully something I didn't break. What are you
Oh,
looking
okay.
at?
This is for Billy and Terrence.
Okay.
Question for Billy and Terrence. What would be a box of cigars you both agreed upon to purchase? Looking for some suggestions and love the way both of you discuss cigars.
Easy.
So you and I have to agree on a box.
I'm gonna say something that you're already gonna say, and I already just love the cigar anyway. Nub Cameroon,
I
24
would do
count
that.
box.
Yeah.
Like, and let's make this harder. So we have to split the box. So if we both went half and half, you get half the cigars, I get half the cigars.
Deal.
Nub Cameroon would be easily. I would say Nica Rustica would not be.
I would also do
That's
that.
a great price for each cigar. Have you had any of the Oscuro El Rey del Mundos?
No.
I could put one in your hand after this. So
All right.
I could probably convert you. You could be one of us. And then I would say something Dunbarton, like a Sober Mesa, like a Brulee, or
could
just
do that.
even the Solita. Those are wonderful. And they're 13 count boxes, but you're my CEO, chicken, eggs, omelet
true.
guy. So you'll definitely get the extra stick.
Boom.
There we go.
I almost did it.
What's our next question, Billy?
All right. This is going to be for Ryan, destroyer of Liga Privadas.
Ew.
This is from Rooster. Hey, Tim, Ryan. Everyone puffs on cigars differently. Are you just the tip kind of guy or a thirsty hamster kind of guy?
I don't know.
Gross.
Where's the line where it changes?
All
I
right.
mean,
He
so how
doesn't
do you
have
wrap
to
your lips
Ryan,
around
put it off
Ryan?
you don't have to answer the thirsty
Okay,
hamster
good.
question.
No.
That's okay.
Oh, I already know I'm not a thirsty hamster.
Yet. All right. So This was what was seen at PCA. So here's the deal. You guys know Matt Booth is legitimately, I can say this. I always say how crazy Matt Booth is, but after hanging out with him a little more at the show, he's truly unhinged. Okay. And so this was Matt Booth and I during a business meeting where we were talking about important business things at the trade show.
You're so lucky. I wish that was me.
Yeah.
That should have been me.
He's unbelievably soft, actually. Yeah. Really it's kind of nice.
Is his hair nice and conditioned?
Yeah, no, his hair smells great. It's all great. Anyway, there you go. Gap tooth on a booth. That's going to be the Christmas thing for the cigar industry. That's really sad. He looks like Rob Zombie.
I could see that.
Yeah, he does look like Rob Zombie, doesn't he? Yeah.
Somebody a couple months back, they said that Matt Booth looks like he always smelled a really bad fart, and I just can't unsee it. I can't unsee it. I follow him on Instagram, and I'm like, every time.
Mature black men. Gay. That's funny. All right. Well, why is Ryan called the Destroyer? Paul Romero wants to know. Ryan, do you want to tell him? Do you want to tell him?
My very first day, we had some orders sitting around. So we had some cigars in a bin on a cart. I walked by the cart. It fell over. It had a Liga Privada 10th anniversary.
You make it sound a lot more innocent than what it really was. Here's what I remember. Ryan walking by and he was like,
yes. I had blue electrical fire coming out my mouth.
Yeah.
Like Godzilla, yes. And then
then
all of a sudden it was gone.
And then a Liga Privada 10th anniversary, which is currently sitting on the top shelf of this humidor behind me, was destroyed.
Well,
unshippably destroyed.
You know, it's funny because today another one came to be destroyed and said, "Oh, look, the top came off this one too." And I looked at it, I go, "It just looks like it's got a punch cut. It's just ready to smoke now."
It's just ready to smoke.
Nah, but the one you destroyed, that cap integrity is no more.
It was a Liga Privada.
If I do something, I do it right.
Liga Privada Destroyer.
Liga.
Lega. Wrecking Ryan from Rooster. That's true.
I'm gonna wreck it.
People are asking if you can pull it out. They want to see how bad it was.
Yeah.
JMW says I dip my cigar in whiskey. You should if you like that. Is it up here? Yeah, it's here.
Yeah, you're the only one who knows where it's at. Look at that. Are you gonna beauty guru it where you put your hand behind the cigar? Pet peeves a couple guys. Oh. There it is.
Pretty well destroyed.
Yeah, that tap. Oh no, the even little flap came off over time.
Yeah.
The band's the only thing holding that together, right?
Yeah. There was definitely this one, I'll keep this forever. It's cracked all along the sides. Anyway, I'm going to we made the Billy Chicky Stickies. There's going to be a pineapple one. And I'm working on the Destroyer of Liga Privada ones because I can't invoke the trademark of Liga Privada in the actual sticker.
I mean, we could just nickname him the Destroyer at this point because now he signs things as not.
No. We haven't gotten a cease and desist on the name. I want to keep using the name.
Okay.
I think the name is important.
I wonder how Willie Herrera is going to react to meeting you. You're like, "Hi, my name's Ryan, Destroyer of Liga Privada." He's like, "What? What?"
Yeah, the day Jonathan Drew comes here, I'm going to be like, "That guy did it."
But we all technically destroy cigars. I just did it
technically
in the incorrect way.
All right, grab some more comments, Billy. We got a few more minutes left. Don't forget to go on the community on Cigars Daily Plus and get your tickets for Habano Con or learn more about him anyway. You can't get them there, but go learn more about him. Bearded Weirdo. Hey, if you recommend not toasting the foot of a closed cigar, then how is it different than not toasting foot of a regular open foot cigar? It's because his name was Bearded Weirdo.
You talk
Makes
like
sense.
a weirdo.
Was that weird? All right.
Yeah.
Weird enough.
If you recommend not toasting, so I just made this short, and I said that if you got a cigar with a closed foot, which coincidentally your Destroyed Liga Privada almost has, that you don't need to light it. You don't need to toast the foot versus a cigar like El Pulpo, which has got a regular foot. You might want to toast that foot black. So what he's asking is, if I'm not going to toast the foot of a closed foot cigar, why toast the foot of a non-closed foot cigar? Which, now that I've said it 3 times in a row, doesn't seem to have made more sense. But here's why. When you are going to light up a traditional regular cigar, and by the way, I shot this video and I really should put it up. when it comes to lighting a cigar, like at the trade show, some guys will take out their torch and they'll toast the foot and they'll get it nice and black and then they'll light it up. A lot of guys just throw the cigar in their mouth, touch the flame to the foot of the cigar and start puffing and rotating the cigar to get an even light. Toasting the foot is about getting an even light. It's about getting sort of all that flavor light up and like kicking the cigar off with the best introductory flavor that you can and getting the most even burn.
Yep.
That being said, you don't have to do it. But I specifically recommend not doing it on a closed foot cigar because that wrap relief wrapping around the bottom of the cigar, it really is an extra kick of flavor right to light up. And so it gives you pure wrap relief as you're lighting into the, first puff or two of the cigar. So it's not where I would say you have to toast the foot of a regular cigar, but don't do it to a closed foot. It's don't toast the foot of a closed foot. And if you want to, do it to a non-closed foot. It's up to you.
I still toast closed foot cigars.
Do you really?
Yeah. To this day, I just sit there. It's part of the ritual. I don't break my ritual very often. I cut. I'll sit there, take it, make sure it's over an ashtray so I don't burn my polyester pants. And I'll just be part of the ritual. Then I'll start puffing. 90% of the time, it's just part of the ritual, and I don't ever break that usually, even if it's closed foot or a perfecto or anything like that.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. This one is on the same thing from Felipon. I've been toasting my cigars this whole time. LMAO.
Lamau.
Cool. Lamau. Yeah, you should. And I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that. In fact, I toast them in every cigar review that I do, unless it's got a closed foot, and then I don't. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And what Terrence said about the ritual, I think that's important. Like the fact that like lighting up a cigar has a ritual for you. It's something that you do it very similarly every time. I think it creates a more consistent experience because you get it lit the same way every time. Mm-hmm. B, I think it just helps the enjoyment of the process. I think for guys particularly, I think ritual is like kind of important for us. Like we all kind of have the way that we do things. We do it the same way every time. And I think that there's comfort in that. At least there is for me. All right. One more question, then we're going to head to the after party. In just a minute, we're going to go to where you can learn more about Habano Con and its many benefits. We're going to head over there and we're going to continue the show and end it on YouTube and Facebook and X so that we can talk about things without the peering eyes of big tech. All right. What's the next comment? Josh Holt says, is there any cigar that is all wrapper leaf? Filler, binder, wrapper, all wrapper leaf. Whoa.
Technically, yes.
Yes, technically all of them. All right, but I'm going to explain that. And I'll just tell you guys, if you haven't created your account on Cigars Daily Plus, go create it. It's easy and free. It requires your name, a username, email, and a password, and you'll be in. Just get your place in line because server space is limited. Here's the deal on wrapper leaf. I say that technically all cigars are made of wrapper leaf because when you plant these plants, the tobacco plants in a field, the goal is to grow wrapper leaf. That's what these tobacco farmers are doing. They're all trying to grow wrapper grade leaf. And inevitably things happen to these leaves. They get little wrinkles or crunches or holes in them, or there's a colored spot or a miscoloring or something is an imperfection on the leaf that it is no longer wrapper grade leaf. Once it's not wrapper grade leaf, it becomes binder grade leaf. And if it's not binder grade leaf, which is more about integrity, then it becomes filler grade leaf. And this tobacco gets pulled off the plant and carried around, and it goes through 300 sets of hands through the process. So you're going to start off with a lot more wrapper grade leaf than what you're going to end up with. Mm-hmm. But ultimately you need some filler leaf. But the idea is all of these guys, all of these farmers want as much wrapper grade leaf as they can get because that's the most expensive leaf. That's the leaf you can sell for the most. And so technically all of them are made of leaf that is started out as wrapper grade, but you would have to be insane to try to make a cigar that's made out of all wrappers because it would just be an overly expensive cigar. Versus you could go back to the same crop, lot 23, for instance. You could go to Perdomo's lot 23, and off of that crop is going to come wrapper, binder, and filler grade leaf.
Yes.
So you wouldn't take all the wrapper and make a cigar out of it. It would be a waste, and you'd end up with a bunch of binder and filler grade leaf that then you would be like, oh, shoot, should we make an all binder cigar? Well, no, that would be terrible. All right.
And ugly.
And ugly. It would be ugly and thin. Shroots. All right. Taylor, you need to email us and we can help you work that out. All right. Blah, blah, blah. All right. Here we go. This one's from Michelob Esquire. I'll pay to meet you and the crew, but who's the other guy at Habano Con? Who is that guy?
Who is that
That's
guy?
Willie Herrera, the blender for Drew Estate. He blended Herrera Esteli, and he's been a huge part of blending all the cigars that are coming out over the next 2 years. They're actually blending. He talks about this a little bit in the video that I'm going to be putting out. Drew Estate is blending all their cigars for 2025 and 2026 right now. That's the guy. So Willie Herrera, as far as a guy in the cigar industry, he's one you want to meet. Oliva Nick is the other guy.
I think they're talking about the short Greek-looking guy.
That short Greek-looking guy is Oliva Nick. He's the president of Oliva Cigars. I always missay what Nick is. He's like, I don't know. He's like middle management for Oliva. I don't know. Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Like if we're gonna fire somebody, I think he's the first guy we're probably gonna let go.
Goodness.
But Nick is a fan favorite in the Cigars Daily Nation. As far as Oliva is concerned, he is Oliva because Nick is on the show pretty regularly, and I'll probably have him on at least once before Habano Con kicks off. So yes, don't miss out. Make sure you learn more about that and head over to the after party. Yeah, we're going to go there now and have a good time. Guys, thank you so much for joining me for this episode. Watch out for that PCA episode of Cigars Daily coming up this week. Not this PCA episode, the actual PCA video that I'm going to edit after I get some sleep because I'm clearly sleep deprived. Otherwise, stay tuned for the after party, which should be pretty well off the chain, I'm thinking. Guys, jump over to the Cigars Daily Plus, and we'll see you guys for the after party. Otherwise, we'll see you next Monday for another great episode. This is Tim and the crew signing off. See you in a bit.
Bye-bye now.